bigger than this remote file. They're no bigger than this file. And the little handles, they probably like this size. They small as hell. If you put them down here, okay, baby.
Welcome to the chat, Botrix. Botrix, as they might say. How's everybody doing? We gonna be on a good 2-man weave on these. Working on some technical difficulties just to get some things worked out before we get started. Give me one moment. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Always got to make sure the mic is working, because as per usual, I've had issues with it before. If you can hear me in chat, feel free to let me know. I'm gonna give me some nice elevated music to go along with the accoutrements here, people. Once I figure it out.
Is that what we're calling it? Accoutrements?
Yeah, that's hey. So we watch a lot of streaming these days. We're gonna go ahead and fire up for us. We'll give us some nice discourse on stream. Alrighty. Welcome in the Mailbox Sports. We are on a bit of a delay for a moment, having a slight issue with some staffing. Give me a quick moment to bear with us on that one. Was having a conversation off stream, but not a conversation I necessarily gotta have off stream, because everybody here has the same type of issues going day in and day out. Hope we having a good evening. We're gonna save introductions for a moment, just in case our third to the trio is able to arrive. If he's not, we're gonna go ahead and fly this plane on a 2-man trip until he is able to go ahead and get here. No qualms to it at all. Don't want to have everybody waiting too long. And in the course of all of that discourse, I forgot what we were talking about anyway. Don't worry about it.
That's been on the happen from time to time.
It's been a long day, man. Trust me. Started maybe about 4:30, so we can get the wife off to work safely.
4:30 is a crazy time to be going to work, man.
Well, I mean, she got to be there. She got to be there at 4:30.
I'm getting this camera straight up.
She has to be
there at 4:30.
Yeah, so 4:15 or so, yeah, so she out the door.
That's ridiculous.
And so that stirs a domino effect, because then the pooch want to go outside, and sometimes you can shoo him away. Other times it's like maybe he woke up with the urge and he really got to get on outside. So at that point, you go outside and hit the cold, brisk air of Ohio at 5 o'clock in the morning. Needless to say,
we're not doing none of that.
You might
everything is shut down.
No, you.
So what time are you getting up? What time are you getting up to be at work at 4:30?
Oh well, she gets up at, I believe, 3-ish. I'm sound asleep. Okay. I don't wake me up. It's time for you to go outside. I wake up at 5:25 daily myself, so we can piddle around, as I call it. Have coffee, get the dog a decent walk in. Cause I'm gonna get my own walk in after that. Go ahead and get a little bit of the heart rate going before we get a bottle of water. I'm starting to try to get that as more of a habit. Get that bottle of water going before I actually start drinking coffee. About to take the ultimate dehydration of sorts. Go ahead and hydrate yourself first before we get there. Try to do something minutely healthy, cause I don't like all of that. With that being said, we gonna go ahead and get it cracking and jumping for everybody over here, and let's see how this 2-man weave is gonna work out for us today. The odd thing is, and Chad, I'll share this with you. I may be down a rabbit hole when it comes to developing things that go along with YouTube right now, whether it be aesthetics, whether it be learning new ways to use technologies and so on and so forth. And I thought about sick days in real life. People have emergencies. We get sick. We ain't able to pop in on time. And so while the show is based on a triumvirate, we only use big words for a couple seconds for y'all today. I kind of like
it. Look at you out here.
Nice little trio. Nice little trio of sorts that we get to have. I was like, you know what? Some days there are gonna be things that we might want to go live to get out real quick and have a quick source to it, and so we might need to have individual cameras set up just for ourselves in terms of backdrops. And when we have those days where the 2-man weave got to go, we absolutely need to have a camera that might not put so much of an attention grab on my anonymous guy in the bottom over there. with that being said, everybody, welcome into Mailbox Sports. I am your Sports Master General. We're going to stamp out a few good takes today. We're going to drop a little factual truth out there with your guy, Mr. Blue Facts, who's below me at all times. So welcome in, Mr. Blue Facts. How you feeling today?
Feeling great, man. Feeling great. Sore. I'm tired. Got a lot of activities going on. Preparing for a marathon, so my feet hurt. I'm running. I don't like that at all.
It's all running marathon? All running, right?
Marathon.
Yeah.
26.2.
26 miles. God.
Yeah. I'm doing 5 to 6 miles every other day. So sore, man, and tired. So bear with me.
40 plus 5 miles a day and still walking around the tailor's tail. I can't do it at all. But I guess we're going to count that as a little bit of spitting facts right there. I can't do it. If y'all don't know,
We outside.
Mr. Blue Facts is avid Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Or you give me the I like to say BJJ because it's so much to play around with. I like innuendo, but obviously, if I say it too much, I might totally forget what it meant. So we can't play around so much. But at some point throughout the course of the year, we'll get to have some opportunities that I like to call spitting facts. Facts going to go ahead and give you some rundowns on his real life sports activities. And that might include Shy Got Time as well. I believe he plays a few things besides music out here. I play the radio.
Yeah.
You know, I play a mean Call of Duty every now and again. And I guess my walk on.
mean Call of Duty.
Yeah. Sometimes. Hey, I went 24/7 last night. Don't tell nobody. Hey, look. So
okay.
Sometimes we out there getting our run on there. But I will be honest. I can walk with the best of them. If y'all want to have a walk off, I'm your dude.
You're killing it.
But
You're killing it.
if we want to add a brisk pace to that, when we call it a jog or anything else, hey, these lungs, we're not gonna cap. They ain't made like they used to be. But competition breeds
Competitive.
I would say it breeds competitive speeds in me, and we ain't gonna lose, even if we gotta get medical attention afterwards. Don't worry about that, y'all. Y'all check it out.
Right. 100%.
Anybody who get the rep and understand Chicago, we hoodied out with Morgan Park. We're gonna represent for the high school, for the alma mater. We don't talk about Chicago enough. I don't think facts, only because
You don't think we talk about Chicago?
No, not in the sense we talk about Chicago sports. We don't talk about the sense that while we are transplants, we are all born and raised in Chicago. While that be on different sides.
I get told I talk about Chicago too much all the time. I don't think I talk about it a lot, but it comes up.
It does, and it may be emphasized heavily in conversation outside of the stream. But in terms of stream things, we talk Chicago sports. We never get to actually have people hone in on what we got going on in terms of the inception of why we like Chicago sports. And my high school alma mater, let me see, this is year 25 that your boy been out of high school. That sounds absolutely ridiculous. But I remember.
It sounds ridiculous.
It does, man. I remember when it was a time when I was filling out applications so I could go to this ragged-ass school, and I couldn't wait to don these colors or whatever. It was nothing more than graduation from my elementary school colors. My elementary school colors were these, except for it was Kelly green. And then we moved up to more of a hunter green. Everything else was still the same. I really didn't change gym uniforms from elementary to high school. So like it was a rite of passage for me to put the Mustang on. I went from an All-Star to a Mustang. And when you get to grow up seeing shit like Kanye West put his first video at the Heralds that you go to every day when you get out of school, pretty dope deal when you undergrad dude down in Alabama. You know our travels take us far away from Chicago. So in that regard, to get back to where it at, like, hell, I can't tell you I know very many West Side high schools. For example, is Westinghouse on the West Side? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I know it's a high school in Chicago, but I know I didn't go to it. I know it's not in the Red West. And so it's like, what high school When you did go to, did you attend any high school in Illinois?
No, I moved
Okay.
at the time of high school.
That's what I was wondering. Was it freshman year or we about to start driving? But
Yeah, my mama was like, "Okay, look, you're gonna have to get the hell up out of here because this not where I want you to be." So I went to St. Catherine's. I went
Okay.
to like a private school on the west side, and
Okay.
then when it was time to go off to high school, she was like, "We need to make a business decision because it's treacherous around here." So
it's
from
hard out
that,
here.
I
Hard
was
out here.
forced to. Yeah,
He
he
got
was
Will
like,
Smith,
no, I
everybody.
already started to. I was doing, man. Like I was a good kid, but I was starting to veer, I should say, to keep it lightly, and then some bad behavior. And she was like, or we can call questionable behavior. It was time to move around.
So we gonna tell this guy he was on some Will Smith behaviors out there, and even though he wasn't in West Philadelphia, he was on the West Side, and going to
Yeah.
make that track. Nonetheless, we gonna, I guess, try to go ahead and have no junk mail, no delays, or no further delays for everything going on. We gonna get things shipped out over here. Today's show kind of gives us a recap or an official grading source for the Chicago Bears coaching staff. I don't know why that shook me. I was going to tell you about the
Okay.
players, and we ain't talking about them at all. We talking about the people who are going to put them in the best position to succeed. We'll slow it down for you.
Okay.
Also, as we know, the NBA's trade deadline is tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. We got a couple trades that actually involve the Bulls. Well, one specifically, and a couple other things around the league we might touch base on. Lastly, but not least, usually we go into this wonderful thing that's called the pit, where we got a myriad of persons, places, and topics of discussion that may be retrieved from said pit, or maybe kicked down into oblivion. That is typically run by none other than the creator of Chaos, Shy Guy Ty. Kind of likes doing those types of things. That's some clerk type shit, if you ask me, in the post office. They call us Chaos. But since he's not here, we might freestyle and get into some other bullet points of other teams around the league to keep it light. And we might go ahead and still get some nominations of people or places or some subject matters for things that could go into the pit moving forward. I do think that we're going to have some stamped and approved type things to go on for the grades. I do have a restless pup.
Okay.
If anybody can understand, we're going to go ahead. I think the coaching staff is taking shape, if you ask me facts. I think we have maybe 3 positions left to fill. Those being on the defensive side of the ball. And
We have a tight end. I haven't seen a tight end coach.
yes, we have a tight ends coach. I'm going to go through the
Gotcha.
reasons of most. I believe I can retain and regurgitate all of the guys that we have right now, but just in case I can't, I wrote it down. I took a picture because I really gave it out.
I got a list. You might just have a more up-to-date list than I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, so this is what we'll do for that. To go about giving that list out, I'll tell you some names, and you let me know if you have those names on your list. So,
Okay.
we talked about tight ends coach. One of the few Bears former coaches that was retained is Jim Dre. Jim Dre was our tight ends coach with the former regime. Jim Dre has been retained, so he will continue on his position already.
I'm kind of shaky. You want to talk to these one by one? I'm mid-grade. I guess I have nothing bad to say about the guy, but I have nothing great to say about the guy either.
How so? Explain that one to me.
I would say I have nothing bad to say about the guy because I can't necessarily say because the tight end staff wasn't as maybe productive as I wanted them to be. That can't entirely be his fault. But I will say that in terms of blocking and in terms of just what we got out of the tight end staff, I'm not thrilled with it. So I'm kind of lukewarm on them. Okay.
But we giving out grades. We're not giving out temperatures.
Yeah, I give him a C.
Okay. Um. While I would possibly have a conflict of interest in terms of the way in which we got to the C,
Mm-hmm.
because effort is not something I can coach when it comes to blocking, because I saw many of things in terms of effort or brain lapses as opposed to technique when it came to blocking. So I can't say that he didn't teach these things. Secondly, the persons that were utilized in order to, what's the word I'm looking, the personnel that was used at various times to get people involved, he don't call plays at all. So I can't say that he has any fault in the ball not going to a tight end. And since I don't have a firm grasping on what the expectation of an actual tight ends coach is in terms of what they expect out of said tight end coach, and I say that because the tight end coach that was in Denver last year, by metric of what the productivity of the tight end position in Denver, we would say that it was very underwhelming to say the least, and that grade of a tight end coach would be C or less. However, said tight ends coach is now your offensive coordinator. So, if we were grading it on productivity, how does he get the transition to go into being your new OC, Declan Doyle, because he was the tight ends coach last year? And so I don't know the metric that could give me what I'm looking for to properly evaluate you, tight ends coach, besides on productivity and technique. And so while I guess opportunities would tell me that they caught the ball when the opportunities were there, but I don't know how much they were schemed in. At the same time, can I blame him for the blocking miscues and some of the things? Maybe it is his fault, and so since I can't prove on either side, we'll stay at the C. But it is a bit hard for me to do so, just based on the fact that I don't know exactly what the rubric will be for us to grade said coach. But and I say that again, just for one last point before we move on to the next coach. The fact that he was retained by this coaching staff doesn't speak in a negative capacity in any way, shape, or form. So while I may be looking for something on the external as a fan to see what I want in terms of production, the person beneath me, chat, is the person who most wanted Ben Johnson to be our head coach. And our head coach selected Jim Dre to continue on and be the tight ends coach. So he sees something in said coach because he had free reign to release him, yet he didn't. So I would almost bump him up to.
So you're saying trust? You're saying trust Ben Johnson?
I'm saying that yes. I'm saying you have the opportunity to be trusted until in sports. I don't necessarily feel like you earn trust. I feel like it's and I use the word feel because it's totally emotional. I feel as though you have a grade to start with, and you can lose grip on said grade. And I use that metaphor because at some point they get a contract, and we start to grade them players on if a contract was performed to the level of. So by him being in the top 10, and by him I mean Ben Johnson, you're a top 10 paid head coach. I expect top 10 things from you, and thus until you show me that you can't provide those things, I give you the A, and you can lose the A, coach. So for Ben, you have an A for me, and for me to say that a guy that was on the old staff and you had free reign to get rid of and bring in anybody else you wanted, and you decided to keep him, and there was only a few people that you kept from the old staff, I think it speaks more highly to those persons than it does a negative per se. But Jim will get his opportunity to go ahead and produce some results on that, because it's not necessarily guaranteed. At the same time, I'm going to give him a decent one to go with that one. Now, so that I can get
Which
this.
one? What do you give him for a grade?
I'm going to give him a B minus, just for being B for being. Because in technicality, a B minus is a C plus. I don't want to C plus the guy right now and still give him that. Like I said, to be retained out of several coaches, I think it got to speak to something. Not to mention, you were the guy that got Cole to the position that he's in to secure the contract that he got. So, you afforded a down year per se. If I want to try to attribute blame or credit to you as a position coach.
Okay.
I really want to make sure that I get the Smith right, because Bill Johnson, whom was earlier reported to be our defensive line coach, is our defensive assistant coach. So he's not necessarily he's a line court like consult of sorts, an older guy to consult, and I need to pull this up because he's the only person I don't have on the list. But we just fired a Smith. I don't know if it was Jim or Rick, but I believe Rick is the son that was just fired by the Bears, and his father was just hired as a defensive line coach. I think he was the linebackers coach or something last year. Somebody was the linebackers coach that got fired last year, and we hired his daddy this year. Smith is the last name. I could be butchering first names.
Smith is the last name. Okay. Let me. No. Nothing.
You know what?
Rick? Is it Rick?
I said Rick already.
No. I don't see it.
I'm gonna pull up the Bears. This is what we get to do out here. This is what we get to do in the world. And let's bring it on up for the whale to see. Okay. So the coaching staff. I'm trying to make sure I don't get anything with audio, because I don't know exactly what is able to be broadcast. But we're scrolling through Bleacher Report right now. Nobody cares. Richard Smith. He's a Richard. He's a dick. All right. So Richard Smith. Richard is the linebackers coach now. And so let's deep dive into this article real fast. It says the Bears will hire veteran assistant coach Richard Smith as their new linebackers coach. Okay. Smith, 64, spent the last 3 years as a Colts linebackers coach. He's the father of now former D-line coach Travis Smith. That's who it was. So now we have a new defensive. We got a new defensive line coach. Travis has been parted ways with, and now his father is coaching their linebackers. I don't know exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is, but it's business. You understand? I guess that sometimes the business that we think is all nepotism and this, that, and the third. Ben had his choices and things. Richard probably was being let go in Indianapolis, and when it come down to a job, if nobody else was looking for you, or if this was the best fit for you, then even though you might have some feelings that they got rid of your son, you got to put your big boy pants on and go get your bread. So
it's that big boy pants, right?
Yeah, that's right. Get your big boy pants. Get your big boy pants on. And I'm gonna have.
All right. So what you got for coaches, man?
We're gonna give out. I guess let's. Those are the people that I know.
Any A's? You got any A's?
Yes, I have a couple A's. If we want to go through
Okay.
my A's, we're gonna go straight to your defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen, former head
I
coach,
agree with you on that one.
former head coach twice. Been a defensive coordinator for multiple decades in the league, so he can be a sounding board. He's able to command the room on his own in terms of having autonomy without being micromanaged. Excuse me. Gives the coach a bit more leeway to go shore himself up on things that he's not so certain with, and it also has an opportunity to pair the wonderful offensive mind of Ben Johnson to have a sounding board against the defensive presence of a wonderful coordinator, so that it iron sharpens iron, kind of sort of. I think the way, since his defense has been top 15, I think it goes that way. Second A for me, and it should have been the first, but I figured we'd be in some protocol with that one. Antoine Randall L is my next A. Look, people talk about the level of intensity, the route running, the energy and things of that sort with the wide receiver crew. I believe personally that being a former player, being the guy that I saw on the sidelines for multiple seasons with Detroit after he played in the league, Super Bowl pedigree in the league and everything else like that, the fire that I see when we played against him twice this year says that you still got the youth, the Steve Smith infusion, if you will, for me.
Okay.
And you still got a skill set that kind of allows you to show them some things that other people might not be able to. And by show them, I mean get out there and do it, because you're still 40s, young. So you can show them a couple things, get jammed to the line, this, that, and the third, and I've seen them hold people accountable with Jameson Williams and things of that sort. And I see him as a culture setter in a way in which we didn't think we needed some people. My last A, when we talk about culture setters, before I turn it over to you, Eric Bieniemy. Your pedigree is unmatched when it comes to being a running backs coach. I won't try to figure out all of the nuance to why you had to take such a demotion to get back into the league, but being a guy who has seen collusive acts, blackballing and things like that in a former profession, I do understand that sometimes the way in which you get back in may not be where he remains. And so I know he can do the job. I know that he can complement everybody on the offensive staff, including the coach, because he's been an OC just like the coach has been, and he's been a successful one with a successful program. And I don't think that the fire in his belly is any less. I think it's probably intensified to be away from pro football and have to come back at a reduced role to kind of reprove things that you've proven several times already. So I think those are my lockdown A's. Other than that, I'm gonna turn the floor over to you with your A's.
Wait. Hello, fellas.
Whoa.
Excuse my tardiness. Oh, my Lord.
Who's this?
Oh, my Lord.
Who's this guy?
The tardiness, man.
Do we got a story to tell this guy?
Man.
Yeah.
Like, I throw myself in the pit, you know?
Hey, if anybody can be held accountable for pit things, at least you saved the day on Pit Dreams, because we still can have a segment for it. Welcome in, Shy Guy Ty. How you feeling today, man? We've been chopping the breeze, and now we just get into everything. So go ahead and take the floor for a bit.
Man, it's been a long one. It's been a grind of a day, man. Grind of a day. But you know, hey, we learn every day. 1% better. That's what I tell people. 1% better.
There you go.
Speaking of 1% better, we've talked about Antoine Randall L, Eric Bieniemy, Dennis Allen, Richard Smith, and Jim Dre. Any of them going to make the Bears 1% better every day? Go.
I mean, we hope they'll make them better. I mean, we really do. Eric Bieniemy should get the running backs room in order. Outside of the minutia, because you know how bad I want to get into the minutia, what he does at his position is very valuable. Ruchar is the offensive line. That's one I'm very excited about because he does seem to have a history of putting together
Pro bowlers.
well built offense. Yeah, he builds these guys. Going down to college level just means you love to do it. So I'm always with a guy who just loves to do it. Press Taylor, we'll see how it goes. That Jacksonville thing was a mess, and I think you were really just kind of the placeholder calling plays, but just focusing on being a quarterback coach, I think it should work out pretty well. And the other one I think of any type of weight is Bill Johnson for defensive line. Like, this guy he's worked with some former Bears. He builds these guys. He's proven at the college level. He's proven at the pro level. So I'm really excited to see what he's got.
And I wanna get some clarity on a couple things there, and it's only because recently I've read a couple things that speak of him as the associate head coach and D-line consultant, and we actually have another person that's a D-line coach. And I'm trying to pull it up now because the last day and a half has been kind of conflicting with things in terms of hirings, positional type things, and everything like that. And I sent it all in a wonderful email, but I shan't pull up said email at the moment, because if I did, I would lose my wonderful place. With that being said, we won't delve too far down into the road on that one. Any grades of persons that you feel may have? Do you think anybody on the coaching staff is a negative?
Any negatives on the staff?
Yeah, anybody.
This offensive coordinator is probably the weakest. Doyle's probably the weakest for me.
Yeah, but he's.
But I don't
a guy
really
over
expect
the
him to
top.
do much. Right, exactly. So I feel like he's more of a project. He's more of an investment. You surround him with some good coaching, and you let him be in the room, type of thing. So he's probably the person I would grade the lowest on the staff.
Yeah, definitely.
think-
You really hope
yeah.
that he's good at some team. He's there for 3 years. He works with Caleb for 3 years. Somebody comes.
He's a hard worker, right? That's what I've heard.
Well, I mean, okay,
best,
and see, this is why I wouldn't give him the lowest grade. This young man has gotten himself to be, and we can trivialize it how we want. You are offensive coordinator of a professional football team at the age of 28. He's been doing this for 10 years. So since 18, since you walked off the high school stage, you have been dedicated to your craft, trying to figure out where you're going to stick in the league. And when Ben speaks of how the offensive plan will come together, and he expressly and implicitly says that he will review the game plan on Friday and Saturday, or Friday, to see any tweaks to it, I can't believe that everybody except your OC is having a hand in this, and he has the smallest hand. I believe he has a critical part in the game plan week to week, because you wouldn't have hired a tight ends coach to be the OC of all positions if you didn't think that he was ready to learn like you were. Because I like I told you, I believe Ben sees him as a somewhat of a replica of himself. And
Do
so
you think that that's
you
part
get
of
really
why?
dangerous.
Yeah. Do you think that's also part of why Antoine Randall is also the assistant head coach?
well, I think, okay, so I think the youth, because if you look at it, the youthful players, the youthful coaches on the staff, in some regards, have some of the higher positions.
Okay.
Those are all people, one, that he's kind of envisioned himself working with or pushing through to the next level, because they all have aspiration to go on, and he knows that they can get more. Two, Antoine had to get a higher title, or you couldn't move laterally, so he had to be promoted per se anyway, just like Declan and everybody else. But
I guess I'm talking about oversight for Doyle. I'm talking about, is that an additional oversight for Doyle when it comes to, what I say goes? Well, you still have someone between, potentially, right? Potentially, that's why I'm asking the question.
No, because I believe you could have made him your OC if that was the case. If I wanted to have somebody who was quote unquote above you. Like he the way he's explained it is that they are a coalition beneath him, all of them, everybody on the offensive staff, puts together a game plan, and he reviews, inserts, and omits things as he sees fit. And so I just wouldn't see the OC, just because he's the youngest guy in the room, having the least amount of responsibility, when in fact I think he has the most, because he might have the most creative mind that meshes well with Ben, whereas the other guys may know how to get the best out of players. You know, some coaches, Dan Campbell, may not draw up good plays. He just may be a good coach. Let's, for a moment, fantasize about the fact that if Antoine Randall L. ever got, and I always say Randall, I don't know, I say Randall L., but if he ever got to a point of being a head coach, I believe him to be more of a, I don't call either side of the ball. You can't coin him as either side of the, he a Dan Campbell type of dude. Declan, I think, has to be a whiz kid OC in order to get a head coaching job. I don't see it coming in any other shape, form, or fashion, just because he don't have the same rah-rah mentality. He don't have the same inlet to known circles as some of the former players, and so on and so forth. So, like, you probably did all the grunt work already, and you know everything it takes to get there, just like Ben did, and I think he ties them together. But I stopped rambling about Declan. We get to see about all of them this year, and it's going to be interesting to see how they tie together once they get personnel that they kind of see that goes along too. Because when we talk about Bieniemy, I know he can whip a room into shape. I'm interested to see who is the other, or what's the other method they go to get a running back, because I do not believe that the two they have in the room are the only things they're going to have. I'm not certain if Ian Wheeler would ever be what he hoped to be, because they're still a undrafted pipe dream per se. But I'm interested to see how they address that moving forward, just because I think they got it right. And the last shocker for us all, because we don't talk about him enough, and we talk about the secondary quite a bit, our cornerbacks coach, Al Harris, needs to be totally acknowledged in the job that I think he's going to continue to do with Tariq Stevenson, because he's already started work with him. He had already sent him off and gave him homework, and he already got to him about his behavior. So I think keeping his temperament and keeping those boys feisty, keeping Jalen locked in so there's no more Cancun moments, no more Olays. I think Al is the dude to do all those things, because I saw him do it for a team I couldn't stand for multiple years, and the boys in Dallas wasn't too shabby. So just let's not forget about Mr. Al Harris out there just the same. With that being said, Sunday we got the Super Bowl popping up, guys. Super Bowl 59, LIX. LIX.
Yo, they just did it. I hate to breaking news. The Bulls extend Lonzo for 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
They extended Lonzo for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Foreshadowing. I got something on that coming back. Oh man,
That's crazy. He's had this premonition already.
I am. I don't know how to feel about this moment right now. I think I'm just. I'm confused. But I should be used to being.
No, we're all good. We're all good. What you got? What you got, Ken? What you got? You got some props?
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about that right now. Tell me, anybody? We got prop bets right now.
I got some fun props.
What sites are we using for any props? Anybody got it? They favorite? Just gonna give them the prop they want.
Like, oh no, I didn't even try that far. I just tried to find some. I just tried to find some props.
Okay.
I like FanDuel Sports, but
but you know, one day when this plane start moving around and we get a sponsorship, I like people who sports wager, and you know we gonna go ahead and shameless plug up FanDuel, because I kind of like them nonetheless.
Yeah, I think you put me on FanDuel.
Hey, I mess with it heavy. I fuck with them. But we're going to see later on down the line, one day when they see this, be like, you know what? We got something for them guys, and we're going to be 1% better. Don't worry about it. Now, on FanDuel, they got what they call the Kick of Destiny. You know, it started out with Rob Gronk, the Kick of Destiny. So It started with Gronk trying to kick a 30-yard field goal, something to that degree, and he fails every year. So it's a prop bet. Will he make it? Won't he make it? This year,
Okay.
because those old Manning boys are so popular. Eli and Peyton are attempting said kick. You get the prop bet on who's gonna make it. Is it
People
Eli
are betting on this?
or Peyton? That's right, people betting on this, and I'm betting on my boy
Why would-
Eli.
Oh, why would you bet on this? I would
'Cause I don't care.
247-year-old
Yes,
men to kick field
yes.
goals. This is sad. This is a sad thing.
Well,
Don't
first
do
of
this.
all,
Don't do this. Save your money.
Eli's not 47. He's 43. Let me tell you. No.
I'm glad you clarified.
That's
that.
right. I'm clarifying because me and Eli was in school together out here. You ain't gonna age me up, so we got to bring Eli old face ass back on down. He may look 94, but he's 43 out here, and he gonna whoop on the sheriff that day. I like Eli. He funny as hell
Might
to
be the only
me.
thing he can beat his brother in.
No, he can beat him in Super Bowl rings on his own. He ain't have to go. He ain't have to switch teams.
Man,
You know,
that's a crazy thing. He sits in the room and is just like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm better than
like, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, what we talking? Did you beat somebody undefeated? Did you ruin somebody's season? No.
He looks at his
did you beat
brother.
Brady
He's like,
twice?
Tom Brady's my bitch. How about him
Thank
like
you.
that?
What about you?
Yeah.
No, not you. Just
Crazy.
me. Thank
He
you.
doesn't- Do you think he really believes that?
Yes, because it's true.
Of course he does.
It's
He
fucking
has the
true.
rings. He has the hardware. He can
Who?
say it.
Thank you. Who did I beat twice? Who didn't you beat?
Hey,
And he got rings
Hey.
when he beat you.
it's the only argument I need.
Yeah, like what we talking about, bro? You on the top bunk, climb your old ass up there. Like that's it. I bet you I'm betting on Eli. I watched it. Hey, they work so well together. I just know they fucking brothers and they had a time of their life. And dead ass. Sometimes they make me
Alright.
wish I had a brother. But this is my
Besides the
prospect.
old guys kicking field goals, what else you got?
Well, for one, I don't have many props out here for me. Anytime touchdowns, obviously, if you don't get Saquon in there, you're a fool. Get it early before it gets up too high, because I think it's like negative 130 right now. It might push past that. Also, anytime touchdowns, I always figure that the tush push is going to be factored in somewhere. So even if it don't happen, I always throw Jalen down on the individual bet if I got to. My receivers, I believe I want to go because I like touchdowns. Anytime touchdown for one DeAndre Hopkins in his first Super Bowl. D Hop ain't been talked about in a couple weeks.
That one.
I think D Hop go
Yeah,
ahead
I
and
can
try to
see
get himself closer to a ring. We got two people, Saquon and D Hop, who don't have rings on these teams, and Kareem Hunt is one of those people as well. But I think those people want to do more in the game to win because they don't know what it feel like to hold that trophy. So prop bet on both of those guys, the newbies, getting touchdowns for me.
Okay.
All right, Fax, you got some props?
I mean, I think the two that you got that made the most sense and I had on my list too was the in-time touchdown by Jalen Hurts and then Saquon. I feel like Travis Kelce is going to be that's another easy pickup, but those are pretty much my three. I can see any sorts of those kind of making its way through.
Oh man, you guys are boring. I got the fun ones. Here we go.
Break it down.
Over 121 seconds for the national anthem.
Wow.
And I'm
You
I'm
stop
taking
watch.
the over.
You stop watcher. I know you gonna have that out.
I am taking the over
Okay.
on that because I think it's going. Who's singing?
Who's singing it? Do we know?
Who's singing
I forget, but I think it's an instrument that's accompanying this thing right here, and that's why people going with the over right now. Because I think an instrument has to go in.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll get it.
These are the type of things
Let's see what
I
else we got.
forget about. Like, you know, like I do prop bets for drinks for the color of the Gatorade type ish, but you know,
Yeah.
Man,
other than
I
that,
might be dating myself, but who is this guy? Who is John Baptiste? Who's that?
okay,
Oh no, that, you don't know John
All right, there we
I know
go,
John
yeah.
Baptiste.
that's who it is.
Uh,
I know
you don't-
John.
you don't
I
know-
know
you
John
don't know
Baptiste
John
Point
Baptiste.
South.
He's not
I know Nato
He's
Drake. You don't know who this is.
He's not a
That's DuSable's
that guy. He
grandson.
does is it what's his latest song? He's actually an actor as well.
No clue.
Let's pull it real quick.
Yeah, you can pull it up all day. It's not a
Well,
song.
he's,
You couldn't sing a song. I'm gonna know.
While he's doing that research, I'll have Taylor Swift shown during the national anthem. Give it plus 300. They're gonna get her on screen real soon.
Oh yeah.
Plus
they
350.
don't.
Plus 350. She's at
Plus 350.
Gatorade. I'm going with red pink. That's plus 1100.
You going pink?
My most fun one. I like Cade Cunningham more points than Mahomes completions. And this sounds insane to say, because I think that Philadelphia defense is going to stifle the hell out of him.
Yeah, I don't. But I like it. But I like Cade. I like Cade in that instance. But I just see it as I don't got to do much game. And I'm shooting for zeros and twos. Anybody play? Y'all do what we talking about props? Y'all do Super Bowl squares?
They just
Are you
gave my
asking
sheet
me if I do
as I was walking out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how office pools run these days.
I do it with you every year.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about. I'm talking about. I'm talking about outside of me. It's so crazy. You can talk about gambling. You can talk about gambling on everywhere these days, and they got to be under the cloak of anonymity. But like, I'm in my work pools 0 and 2, and 0 and 2.
Okay.
I got it on both sides. What type of shit? Now, while I'm happy that it can go either way and I'm covered, what is 0 and 2? Like, break it down. 12-10? Like, I'm trying to figure out the scores that you can even potentially think of.
What that safety? That was the year they had the safety.
Yeah,
the
Denver year. Seattle and Denver. First play of the game. Out the back of the end zone. So you got to be kidding me.
But look at the circumstance that had to take place for you even to get that.
I had 0-0 that year too. Go figure that out. You see what I'm saying? Like, but
I've done my research. John Baptiste, "Freedom" is the song he's most popular for, most known for. It feels like free. It's like a car commercial as well.
Oh.
Also done Saturday Night Live.
Well, I know John
Nobody knows
Baptiste.
what I'm talking about.
I know John Baptiste Point du Sable of the Du Sable Museum.
We can give him the album of the year now. We can give it to him.
Okay. It has a Grammy, I thought. Maybe not. Okay, continue.
Oh. we got. I guess we got updates for a lot of things, but what we don't have is a coach for the New Orleans Saints still. I guess they still waiting on Kellen Moore, so wait and see. C'est la vie and voulez-vous moucher à moi and all that type of stuff that they want to say down in the French Quarter. It's about to go down. Yes.
Hire a coach. Call Brian Flores. Stop this game.
They're not, man. They want somebody offensive to fix
the quarterback they don't have.
What? But hey, I gotta be worried about us over here. But if they're gonna get my guy out the pit, go ahead and call him up, man. He waiting. He ain't got nothing. He ain't trying to be there. And what do y'all think about the NFL adding this chip to the football? I think it's supposed to be like to eliminate human error on spotting the ball.
They should have done this a long time ago.
How
did this 20 years ago.
But how does it?
Yeah.
How does it actually work? Like do you really know where the ball is positioned on me and everything? Like they're really gonna be able to figure this out, man? You think it's gonna be like VAR for like?
Well, yeah, because
it doesn't matter where it's at on you. It's like does it cross the line and where I think whether or not a knee or a hand is down on the ground.
Yeah, because you think about the ball, the spot of the ball is infinite, so you're mapping the spot of the ball.
Yeah, did the ball cross the line?
Yeah.
Before you're handing it.
Did the ball cross this imaginary line that's not even there already?
It's not imaginary no more. It's
right.
Gonna be, it's
yeah.
gonna
It'll be an official line.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an official line.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch AI at work. But I don't.
Do you remember? You remember back in the day, you used to do it with the hockey pucks when they put the chips in the hocky pucks.
They
would light up across the ice.
No, they do this in soccer. They do this in soccer all the time. VAR. It's perfect. It works in soccer for the ball because they kicking it. It's not on nobody's body. But I mean, I'm gonna find out. Just like Fax is always the person in his line of work that wants to find the question of what could go wrong and why. This is where I try to step my toe into his pool. What is the human flaw that we not seeing with the body being added as a variable? But I could be totally off, and these people who make spaceships might.
Think about all the other information you're gonna get. I'm gonna go on my.
Yeah, I mean, you
think about once you decide that putting a chip or some type of mechanism within the ball to determine whether or not it's crossed the line is okay. Then you've opened up the floodgates to other things you can measure. the spin of the ball. And I know they can see a lot of that stuff, but it's a lot of external things. The velocity, so I think we're going to get a lot more data, and God knows we need more data, but we're going to get more data related to the ball specifically, because now it's okay to mess with it. It's no longer tampering as part of the process.
Oh, but see, that's where I disagree. Computers are almost virtually meant to be tampered with. Human error always happens in some of this said programming, because why they tell you about cars made on Monday and Friday? They don't tell you that because the car gonna mess up. They tell you that because people have to put it together. Even the computers, they wind up them days. And so I'm gonna be Captain Killjoy and skeptical about this until it proves. Because even with those other ones, I see a hell of a lot of things going right, but I'm curious to see how this one goes. With that being said, we move to the hardwood where this type of thing is not a problem. We got trades. We're going to open it up before we get into trades, because Shy Guy Ty, you had something to tell us already with some breaking news. So if we could, I want to go ahead. Facts, you give us you give us a lead in for us to tell us what we're going to talk about with this guy. And I'm going to let Shy Guy Ty have the floor, because he absolutely loves some basketball.
All right. So the question of, have we finally done it? We did decide to trade Zach LaVine, not hot off the presses, but we did get back a plethora of people, and most importantly, our draft pick back. I don't know that we're excited about any people we got, but we did get the draft pick back, and that was the number one. Number one job at hand. Right. Basically, we were trying to get back to square one, and so we did that. I think Zach LaVine being out of the door is kind of crazy. I don't know what Sacramento Kings are thinking. Like, let's put together what the Bulls did here and see what we can do with it. I don't know. Not my problem. I don't really care about it, but that's what's on the table. A lot of trades happening right now. We'll get to some of the other ones, but I think most importantly, we did get our trade back. Now the next big topic is, what are we going to do with Vooch? I think we got some breaking news on Alonzo. I think we should sell everything and everybody. If it ain't bolted down to the floor, move it. But clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about. And so I think let's just kick it off with, did we make the right decision? Are we headed in the right direction? Do we think this is going to be fruitful? Let's go, guys. What you got?
Well, go ahead, Shy.
The LaVine trade, we knew we had to make. They had to. It was time. You weren't winning with them, and I always say, if you have a great player scoring 25 points a game, you're not winning with him, get him out. Get him out. That means he's not affecting your winning percentage. He's not helping your team. So I'm happy to see him go. I mean, hey, great years here. You became who you are. Had fun in Sacramento. You're back with DeMar. I don't know how that's going to work again. Like you said, not our problem. The thing I'm most excited about is them signing Lonzo to the most friendly team, the most team-friendly deal in NBA history. He's only 25. And we look at him like, hey, you had that knee problem. Steph Curry had ankle problem.
Until they signed Steph Curry to Lonzo Ball.
Yes, they're not the same player. I understand, but the same.
I can take
I'm saying the same
injury quantification.
Like, we thought Steph wouldn't have a career in the beginning. In the beginning, we were like, this guy can't stay healthy. His ankles. And look, 15 years later, where we are with Steph Curry. So from everything you see on the court, the more minutes they give Lonzo, the more effective he is. You already have Matas Puzelis. Adding Lonzo to that mix works, because now you have an intelligent point guard who can teach a young player where he needs to be on the court. So you've got a great point guard and a great contract. I actually love the signing. Love it. You didn't lose anything here.
Well, he can love that signing. I won't speak on it either way. I understand what he's saying. Shout out to Matas Buzelis, 24 points, 10 of 10 field goals last night, 7 assists. I don't keep up with basketball much right now because the Bulls find their way to take me to the sunken place, and I don't want to be there. But I've been with those peripherals, with my Curious George goggles. I'm keeping up with Matas because I think Matas got that it factor. I want to see it be exercised more. The trade of Zach gives him so much more of an opportunity to go ahead and spread them little wings. Tomorrow, trade deadline. Please shed us of more guards. And I say that because at least one more has to go. Because, well, I mean, at least one more. At least one more got to go. But you traded for Giddey. You have to continue to try to get things out of him. And I say that because I think Giddey is one of 3 people that got 500 points and 500 points, 500 assists, 500 rebounds. Jokic, Giddey, and I want to say it's Durantula or something to that degree right now in the league. They got those metrics. You ain't them people, but I need you to have more minutes because I've been telling y'all about his triple-double watch. And Josh, while not what I would have wanted back from Oklahoma City, I would have preferred some more draft picks, showing himself to be a worthy basketball player in a rehab type of situation. So I'm happy about him. I like Kobe, but if Kobe is the type that feels as though he needs to have the ball in his hand a lot to be able to thrive, I believe.
What can we get for Kobe? I mean, I think there's value there, but what can we get for him?
Well,
What
the
is the
problem
rest of
is
the market value?
the problem is he didn't get enough time to show his value because he was stuck playing behind Zach, and you can't go off what he did last year. But if you look at what he did last year when Zach was out, Kobe shouldered all the load of the scoring. It was Kobe's team. He took over.
And that's where the problem comes in for him to stay, because if it's not his team, he shrinks into a role that's far beneath him when he don't have to shoulder the load. And right now, I think just like how we talked ad nauseum all season of how you felt as though Keenan was stunting the growth of Rome, I feel that Kobe, if you want to stay, you're going to stunt the growth of Modest if you can't play without the ball. And I'm willing, as much as I like Carolina and Kobe, I'm willing to get rid of you because I think Modest has a higher ceiling.
Yeah, you winning too many games too. You got to get down in there.
Touche.
You got to start losing. Have to start losing. Have to.
But you got to get rid of Vooch though, man. And according to some back channels on reporting, a couple trades and already fell through with Golden State and Phoenix. Now Golden State might reintroduce a trade since they, it was first they was kind of shutting it down because they was looking at Durant and everything else like that to see if he would do a reunion. Since they went out and got Jimmy, they might actually still go get that actual Vooch trade. It's just what do the Bulls don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't want too much because of what you had to pay for him to get him. Sorry that you had to pay so much to get him, but you didn't have to pay that much. You got fleeced and you fleeced yourself. So I want you to just go out there and if you can get a first round pick, you need to go ahead and get one. What are we talking about?
If you think anybody is good in that Bulls front office, which I really don't, I think they really screwed themselves on this. They're on the phone with the Warriors, and they're doing the scene from Moneyball, where they're calling the Warriors and then calling the Lakers. You're calling the Warriors and you're calling the Lakers. They're like, hey, they said they're going to give me this. They say they're going to give me that. And you make them call each other and think somebody's lying. Because Vooch fits both of those rosters. I think the Warriors are far beyond their days. They take on Vooch, they're not winning. But with what Vooch does, he's a perfect fit for the Lakers offense.
Well, Dallas went another big body too.
And Dallas should stay where they are. You made your moves. You did it. You stop. You're deep. You have depth. You have what you want.
Lively hurt right now. Still with that fracture. They said they won't.
He might be hurt, but wait for him to get back because he just got Anthony Davis and you already had Daniel Gafford. And as much as AD don't want to play the 5, he can play the 5 until Lively gets back.
He adamant that he ain't gonna play that 5.
He can do it.
He got there lying to himself. I'm 6'10", so he don't got to play center and shit.
Like, go down to the paint and play where you belong.
You don't wanna, and that's still that brain from being a point guard all his life and growing overnight. He's still 6'2" in his head, and he ain't never gonna get past that one. Sorry, it's just like at this point, he is what he is. I still can't make sense of that trade whatsoever at all, but I won't get into that one. Oh my God. De'Aaron, what do we think? De'Aaron to the Spurs, do you think that helps Wemby?
Oh, it definitely does. I just watched their game they had on tonight, and he is an immediate fit. They were awesome.
Oh, he playing already?
They played tonight.
Okay.
They played tonight.
Okay.
They played tonight. It was awesome. It's an immediate fit.
Okay.
Immediately, just because Fox is a real point guard who understands. He's not looking to shoot first. He's looking to get everybody else involved first.
I can dig it. And he can erupt when he need to.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chris Paul, real point guard, but at the same time, past his prime. So you gotta talk to you a little bit more than he can show you.
So come in second unit. Add some stability to the second unit when you out there. Let De'Aaron and Wemby run their show, and they still got other pieces to go along with it too. And let's not forget they got the most important piece, one Greg Popovich.
I don't think Pop is going to come back.
He might not come back, but he said that he's still there right now to teach them what they need, and I bet you that staff here is going to be kind of like an ascending staff. They gonna inherit the squad more so. I don't think they're gonna go outside. I don't think they're going outside of the organization right now.
I can't see him doing that.
Yeah, the interim is doing a pretty good job, so I think it's his job now.
Yeah, so
I think it's his.
I think
hey, get better soon, Pop, man. It's weird seeing you we're not seeing him on the bench. It's weird.
Hey, it's gonna happen. But I mean, hey, at that point,
so
what is it? Middleton got shipped out today. For Kuzma. I don't know
that's the Spider-Man picture where they're just pointing at each other.
I don't know what to make of that one, but okay. Zach Collins. I mean, I'm hopeful that the players we got can be like G League people and just like call up somebody from the G League. I don't care what we do. We need to lose. We got
Kevin Huerter is a nice piece because he's a great shooter.
Yeah,
he's a nice piece.
And we would get him. Hopefully, we just get him on a one down year because he's shooting his worst 3-point percentage of his career this year right now. So hopefully, like you said, just hitting a bit of a funk, a new space will open you up out there and let you get some shots because we got space for people to shoot the ball. Same time, is it good for people to shoot the ball because he might actually make them.
Yeah, it's really hard when you're playing in Sacramento and the ball's not moving because it gets to DeMar and it sticks.
Yeah, it gets stuck. Mm-hmm.
It gets stuck and it's not getting swung to the corner anymore. So it's hard.
Yeah, because Sabonis going to get that
How
ball.
How did they not see this? How did they not watch the Bulls the last 3 years?
No, they're the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
They're playing a different game of basketball. They're not playing NBA basketball. They're playing Little League basketball.
And even so, I still like one. They a bit zany to say the least. He already talked about it, but they not looking to use them the same way. And I don't believe that anybody is number one on that team, but Domantas Sabonis. Zach ain't the number one, nor should he ever be. So while this is still a cattywampus type of setup, I'm not concerned with it because neither one of them are the number one option on that team. So it's not the exact same thing as the Bulls, but who really cares? Because if people can shoot themselves in the foot with both hands, it's the Sacramento Kings and Ronadek Viviv and all of the moves that you don't make. Mike Browns and everything else, they go through the ringer with foolishness. But
yeah,
once again, it's not us.
With that front office.
Finally not us.
Hey, so with us before we segment on out of here and get some return to sender kicking off. Billy Donovan. Any thoughts about Billy right now? I think Billy worn out, tired. I think Billy might. While we talking about people out of here,
Billy gotta go.
I think Billy might be done.
Gotta go.
Billy just tired. I don't want to be here with y'all losing asses.
Not that Billy's a bad coach. It's just with this amount of turnover. Okay, let me back up one step. What I think should be a lot of turnover and a lot of new faces, and let's sink the ship so we can get better. If you're going down that path, you can't hold on. I don't think to the same coaching staff that was here when the ship went down. But that's just my take on it. It's not that he's a horrible coach. I just think it's just his time has passed.
I'd hate to lose Billy as a coach. I think he's doing a great job with Modest. I think he's doing an amazing job with Modest, and a lot of talent has developed under his watch.
It has.
Has it been?
He has developed a lot, though.
Has
He
it been? Has it been
has developed a lot,
superstar talent? No, but you haven't drafted superstar players. But maybe Matas is.
And I
And
just
Billy loves coaching. Also, I don't think Billy wants to leave. I think Billy he loves basketball. He loves coaching. His interviews are amazing.
you better hope he still love coaching, because I think the Bulls may have beat it out of him. He came here to coach a winner, a veteran team. You sabotaged him in putting that together. Then you stripped it down and put together a worse team. And now we back at square one. So, like, I think at every turn you kind of lied to Billy. And I got to be hopeful that Billy just ain't tired of y'all.
So let me ask you one question here on Billy, just a quick one. One thing is that we know a good coach because if you fire him, his phone rings as soon as he walks out the building. How many teams called Billy to hire him?
Oh, every team's calling Billy. I didn't say anybody was firing Billy. I say Billy's quitting.
This is my thing about why I can't fire him. Just for that, I get to have him in the building. Billy don't seem too keen on whether the team is winning or losing. He just enjoys coaching. He never talks about the winning or the losing. He's always like, "No, I'm here working with the player."
Cause I think he know he been sold something bad up the river, and he still cares about coaching at the root. So I still want to see the players develop.
At the root.
But bottom line, AK and Mark, y'all screwed me. Y'all lied through both fucking teeth that you have in your mouth, and I can't believe that I got to stay here and keep doing this multiple years over and over again. Getting
he just signed
scapegoated.
didn't he take an extension last year?
Quite possibly. I don't know. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
the
I
Bulls
think
are
Billy
the
just
Bulls
really
are
loves coaching.
Detsky to me right now. I am look. I heard it from Mark Silverman 2 days ago, I believe it was. Sylvie is a lifelong Bulls fan, and he on ESPN 1000. Nobody don't know who I'm referencing. Sylvie loves the Bulls. That's his favorite team in Chicago. Sylvie is on a boycott, not a boycott, a boycott, and I'm with him. I don't care to see what you motherfuckers do. I don't care what you talk about. I like some of the players, so they're given grace to be talked about in terms of acknowledgement of them. And while I don't like Zach in terms of being your number one player, I won't disregard Zach like he can't play ball. So you getting traded, and it's a happy moment for me. I'm going to acknowledge it. Modest is somebody who I watched draft footage of over the summer. Somebody I kind of got a little basketball crush on in terms of the Bulls, and I want to see him do well. But I'm going to have to hear about it like I heard about last night, because they are totally at the point where they have me apathetic. I care not what the fuck you do, because I will not be lied to by you bastards anymore. Jerry Reinsdorf cares not about winning, and you haven't since 98. So why do I even care? Why do I keep fooling myself? You lucked into it with Derrick Rose. That was a 2% chance we had going on. It wasn't you. It was just like Jordan. We lucked into it. Your success ain't never been something that we actually built, and I'm tired of y'all. At least I've seen iterations of the Bears be built in a fashion that says you can win. I saw Lovey's Bears be competitive for multiple years. And while I can't say they got championships or Hallis trophies or anything, they wasn't just bum bottom feeders for shits and giggles. And that's what Jerry Reinsdorf perpetuates. And you say as much so when you talk about how you mad that you can't fleece people with cable deals no more. How if you stay second place and just do enough to keep the fans engaged, they won't turn on you type. Like, you a shady politician. And I care not to engage with your politics, sir. When something changes, I'm all on board. You still going to be on my backdrop. I'm still going to occasionally buy apparel and everything like that sparingly because I like them. That's my team. I'm going to represent you. I'm still going to make foolish bets sometimes. But I'm not investing energy or emotion in them no more, because whether you win or lose, I don't care, because he don't care. And he ain't trying to do nothing to change that at all. I don't even know last time I heard Jerry Reinsdorf talk. He don't care.
He talks a lot when it comes to the White Sox.
Yeah, you bloviate about baseball. That's right. So you don't even care about your other team.
The problem is he treats the basketball team like he treats the baseball team. And in baseball, you can sit around and you don't have to move up and you don't have to lose games because there's 50 rounds of the baseball draft. In the NBA, you have to bottom out. To build a team, you got to bottom out. because you have not shown yourself to be a free agent destination, which is weird because it's Chicago.
Because of some of the, I believe some of that is like, I can endure your turmoil for wins. When Tibbs was there, people would have came to deal with the BS front office because they're gonna win. But if you got no guarantee of winning, it's like Noah used to tell you that. I'll put up with him because I know we're gonna win. It means I can't stand Tibbs if we was losing. I would hate him. But since we winning, I'm okay with it. People will tolerate the Bulls front office like that if we winning, and you had windows when you were, but those were lucked up upon windows. And when you don't have them, he just don't care enough to even try to get in there. He's like, I'm gonna throw something against the wall and see if it stick, and if it works, I'm back in the good graces again. But he really does not care about the basketball team whatsoever, and I've not even seen that care since '98 for real. When you let your GM say, I don't care if they go 82-0, the coach ain't coming back, and y'all just got so much going on behind the scenes. The Last Dance may have been oxymoronic, and it's telling. It might have been the last fucking dance because you can't get out your own way, and people can say like, well, one day he'll sell the team. Wake me up when that happens. I'm done with the Bulls on a holistic level. I will keep up with them for sports dialogue's sake and things of that sort, but otherwise, I don't know what channel they come on. Chisholm, Jizzin, who cares? I'm not even trying to keep up with none of the shit y'all got going on because the Bears, while they stress me out, I see some effort every now and again. It look like you trying. So we gonna go with the tries because the rest of you bastards ain't giving me nothing to talk about but heartache and dysfunction. And I'm a transplant. So y'all know, just like I do, what it feels like to get harassed and ridiculed every day by somebody else's teams, especially if their team has one inkling of doing good. And I live in Cleveland, Ohio. So I'm sorry to tell people, the Indians, while they don't win championships, they're a little scrappy, try-hard team that wins and goes to the playoffs damn near every year. And while I hate these bums that play down in Rocket Fieldhouse, the Cavaliers got a pretty good team. And they go to the playoffs every year. And who don't? My teams. So I can't stand you. I don't talk about you. Go Bears. We'll move along. Return to sender, because I'm going to return that rent somewhere else. That should go down the pit, too, with the rest of them bastards. Toss them in the pit. If we didn't toss AK and Eversley in the pit last week, toss their ass in there again.
I think we did.
And we'll toss them one more time. We'll toss in Ransdorf in case they try to crawl back up.
Take them out.
Yeah.
Throw them back
so he
in
can
there.
knock them back down in there. So Michael.
Pit monster. Pit monster.
That one right there. That one.
Today for Return to Sender, we're gonna roll it in some time, but man, today I'm taking y'all to left field. I just want y'all to take a breath. I want you to come on the trip with me. Come on the trip with me. So, Sunday night the Grammy Awards took place. Did anybody watch it?
Absolutely not.
Okay, nobody watched it. And
In passing.
so, album of the year, Beyonce. Beyonce wins album of the year, Cowboy Carter.
See that?
I had to hear that.
Was it a country album?
Yes, it was the country album,
Yes,
which
I had to hear that part.
Where I was just kind of like, this is really interesting. This was a really controversial entry in the country music. A lot of country artists not
It's her
happy with
first
it.
album of the year, right?
Yeah, it's the first album of the year,
Okay.
so they were not happy with this at all. And partially, I agree. They have a beef. They have a
Who's
beef.
they?
A lot of country artists.
The
are
fake
not happy.
gatekeepers.
The fake gatekeepers, right? Basically, they're not
Okay.
happy that Beyonce stepped in, and
You
I will
stole
take
my
nothing
music
away.
back better.
Right. I will take nothing from Beyonce. I will take
Okay.
0 from Beyonce. She is more than deserving of the award. But this is the album that won it. Like, I'm not part of the Beehive. I ain't just running around listening to her music. Come on now.
Sir.
She
Yeah,
has
sir.
made better albums.
Well, I
Better
am
albums
but-
that have been nominated.
Monsters Ball Training Day. Do you not understand the parallel?
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I believe me, I definitely
Yeah.
understand
Yeah,
the
just to
parallel
try to
because-
underscore and undermine things. Like
Right.
I'm
In
not a
2023
Beyonce fan whatsoever in terms of music. Seriously, Beehive, who cares? Don't like. I mean, you can sing, ha ha, you ain't the best. Nonetheless,
There you go.
nonetheless, I'm happy that you were able to do a metaphorical trading places out here, Beyonce, with the Dukes. Steal what was stolen from you, time and time again, because everybody's up in an uproar about somebody winning an award for a genre they don't deserve to be in. Lies, theft, deception, conjecture, and all of the above. Steal, and steal. Possession is 9/10 of the law. America was stolen, and we continue to rest on those laurels to this day. So, by all means, if the Grammy that got you something was what they feel as though the one that you least deserved it for, you a survivor, baby. Y'all see what I did there. Go ahead, Beyonce. That's how much time you gonna give me the goddamn cheer for you. We're gonna move on.
Oh man, I definitely live in a house with somebody that's I would say a strong member of the Beehive.
Oh yeah,
I did hear that she finally won and how important it was, because it's crazy that she had not won before. So yeah,
Yes,
I got the memo.
This is why they gave her the award. Just ridiculous, because she loses the people. You name some of the names she loses to. Loses in 2010. She loses in 2015 to Beck.
Kanye West gotta be happy.
Right. And in 2023, she loses to Harry Styles. Beyonce loses to Harry Styles.
Hey,
Yeah.
You kidding me?
do you want to go in a different direction? It's only one. It's only one.
So my bigger issue with this is that one thing I do understand is when things aren't going well, like Grammy ratings. Their ratings have been in the toilet the last few years, and things aren't working out well. So you get something big to get people talking about it. You had Taylor Swift give out the award. Taylor Swift gave out the award.
Yeah.
You knew what you were doing. You were creating a moment.
Controversy.
You created this moment so that you could get people talking.
This gets back to my question last week when I said, are we okay with Luka and LeBron? Like that big trade, anything to do with ratings being down? Like it's just to get eyes on.
Oh man, I have such a conspiracy theory for you.
All of these, yeah. Well, I know we're going to the pit though, so
that trade should go to the pit by itself.
Yeah,
for happening under the cloak of night with no other teams having any opportunity to be in on offers. It's collusive. That should go down the pit itself. If David Stern was alive, it would have been vetoed. But hey,
yes, but ratings are down, so
I guess.
All right. So, down in the pit, I got one question from Brent from Milwaukee. What's your ultimate winter soup? Do you go classic with a hearty chicken noodle? You have a favorite that really hits the...
I like a good a good potato and bacon, or a good chowder. So I'll do like a baked potato and bacon soup or a good chowder.
And I myself interject that chili is a soup. It's hearty.
Of course you would interject chili.
Wait, okay, all right. Wait.
Yeah, of course you would.
That's right.
I mean, what is it considered if it's not a soup?
What, excuse me?
So if it's not a soup, then what is it?
Chili?
Are we saying it's some category?
No. I say I interject and I insert chili as a soup, and that's my soup of choice.
But who argues against it?
Several people want to call it a stew. Some people call it like a goulash. I've heard people argue these type of foolish things. And in case we had those arguments, because that is my soup of choice, I just wanted to make sure that it was totally understood.
AI is telling us while most consider chili to be a soup, most culinary experts classify it as a stew due to its thickness and consistency. There's a higher ratio of solid.
He's the person that argues. I get it.
You see? Do you see? I just gave.
That
is why I laid it out.
Just giving you information.
No,
just giving you information.
Spit them facts. No, that is exactly why I laid it out like that, because I understand that some would call it a stew. Fuck that. It's a goddamn soup.
Most people. It's most people.
Most people call no. They said most people call it a soup. Some they say culinary chefs refer to it as a stew.
While some consider chili. Chili
what they say
most culinary experts.
That's not most people.
Yeah.
That's culinary experts.
All right. Okay.
So the real world will eat this shit. Call it soup. But the bourgeois culinary master that makes it, who probably don't make it.
The culinary master.
Yeah,
the
tell
best
me
one.
Gordon Ramsay making chili. His ass ain't making. He making some lamb chili or some shit. He done totally got rid. He ain't got rid of everything. It's walrus soup and shit. He ain't got rid of everything that used to be a known ingredient. So they ain't making no damn chili.
First.
Yeah, they're not making
Lamb
no
chili. I'm in.
But they're not making no chili. They jazzing and spicing and splicing some stuff up. So I will not let the culinary experts tell me what this soup ain't. Hearty soup, beans. I love some chili. I love it with cornbread. I love it with Ritz crackers. I mean, what else could you want? That's just for me. And culinary chefs go down the goddamn pit with that. How about that? I'm gonna get a real pit to throw you down.
That personal.
It does. It is.
Very much so.
It is. I gained that fucking Grammys. Hey, speaking of the Grammys, anybody seen this picture of Meg Thee Stallion nails?
No. Why would I see that? Yeah, like, I didn't
the same reason.
Last question. I was
Yeah, no, because they supposed to be like revert. They curve back nails. Like let's Google Meg over here. Let me see if I can find this first.
This sounds really uncomfortable for the bathroom.
It sounds ridiculous. Period. But I was talking about it earlier because they was like, oh, it's good for her brand. I was like, no, it's bad for society because these little girls gonna think that's something you're supposed to do again, and it's dumb.
Well, while you doing that, let me make sure I remind people to continue to thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for checking in with us. I want to make sure that you guys hit like and subscribe. If you have questions, comments, definitely share them with us. I appreciate, like I said, once again, everybody for stopping in. We want to make sure we keep the mail moving. We want to make sure we keep everybody engaged. And so any commentary that you may have, we definitely would love to hear it.
Love to hear it.
I don't know why.
Keep the mail moving.
Let's keep it. Let's go.
Trump trying to shut it down. Keep it moving.
Getty won't.
What is his Google search returning us on Megan Thee Stallion?
I'm trying to get an enlarged picture over here, and then
Enlarged picture.
Yeah, Getty ain't getting me. Getty 2020.
No way she has this.
So what is the what's the email address? Am I looking at the mailbox sports at Yahoo?
Mailbox sports at Yahoo. That's our mailbox. You stuff the box.
Stuff that box.
Questions. Stuff that box.
All right.
No questions
I see
asked.
where you're going here.
We definitely said that. I mean, I'm supposed to say that. Can we say that? Can we talk like that?
Yes, you can.
You just said it.
I
guess we just did it.
I
We
applaud
just did it.
innuendo.
We just did it.
Post is a certified streetwalker, and I stuff boxes for a living. I mean, let's be serious. That's what I do.
Okay.
Nonetheless,
There you go, folks.
they are fighting me on Meg over here, so they must know I talk about her vociferously in a negative fashion. So they're trying to stop me from being more hateful. So I'll stop trying to hate on Meg today. I don't like it. I think it's the things that she talks about and tries to and be impressionable to these young women. It's better than some of the others, i.e. Rex Red, but it's not much better. With that being said, next week, I think we got everything except for, like I told Facts at the beginning of the show, Shy Guy, we have the run game coordinator and I believe two other defensive coaching positions left, the safeties coach, and I can't pinpoint the last one. Those two. Oh no, one of them has been taken away. Richard Smith got the last one. So we looking for a safeties coach, and we are looking for that run game coordinator to fill out the staff. I don't think we need to talk any more about the staff at that point. We will be moving on to free agent looks. As you know, we got some trade winds swirling around, trade requests going on in the NFL for various players. Some of those players happen to fit the mold of what the Bears might need. So we get to kind of look into free agency, possible trades, the elevated cap, see how those things factor into the plan moving forward terms of people we might like to see, so on and so forth. Because after that, we know the next month or so is going to be the Underwear Olympics, known as the Combine, and then they're going to get into the draft. So those things are usually shaped by free agency. Once the coach and all his whole coaching staff is in alignment and locked in, I expect nothing less than them to go ahead and start to attack their free agent plan. So we will dive into some theories, some potential desired outcomes for the free agent season, and things that we might be anticipating, things we've heard, things we can look forward to. With that being said, guys, do we got anything else to take us out with for this evening? It's clock out time.
I'll go first here.
Go ahead.
I just want to hold solid and still on my chili is a stew and not a soup. I feel like I want to make sure everyone understands where I land on that one. Other than that, man, let's just stay inspired, man. I feel like I'm as optimistic as a Cubs fan in April, and always end the year sadly like a Bears fan in December. So
Hibernation.
rinse and repeat.
And all I got is shout out to whoever wrote this book. Jim Murphy wrote Inner Excellence. Shout out to you, man. It's an amazing book. It's an amazing book. There is no fear, only feedback.
No fear, only feedback.
What book was that? Who was reading that?
That's the AJ Brown book. I got a copy.
The AJ Brown book. Yeah. Okay.
It's awesome, man. Awesome.
I can dig that right there. Well, I don't have any of those things right there, but I do want to say that in the last month or so, since we have started the stream, subscribers have picked up. So while I can't thank everybody personally, I do thank the subscribers who have clicked that button. Continue to take in the content. Give out any suggestions, like he said. Go ahead and take the email and stuff that box with any things we might want to broach. While most things will be predominantly Chicago sports, feel free, if you are not a Chicago fan and have any sort of way in which we can be Bear adjacent, feel free to go ahead and get those thoughts off as well. Don't think that we only have to talk about those things, but that will be where the focus is. We do want to thank all people, whether you tuning in right now live, whether you catch the replays later on today, or catch out any daily shorts, videos, so on and so forth. Hope you're getting those for you on your favorite tube, YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to the page if you haven't already. Your support means everything to us. We are grateful for you guys to hang around and give up valuable comments throughout the week. Helps us come up with things that might be comments, content topics and things of that sort. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, go ahead and like the episode, subscribe, share with a friend if you want to. Your word of mouth is imperative. We still growing. We're real slow and small. So word of mouth is imperative. That way you keep this mail moving. We got to keep it going. Mail don't stop. It's never curtailed. So we need you to go ahead and do that, because nobody else can help us out with these things besides yourself. So we want to hear directly from you. Like he said, email us at mailboxsports at yahoo.com to be exact. With that being said for us, and that's my favorite little catchphrase y'all don't understand, Shy Guy Ty, Mr. Blue Facts, I do appreciate you guys hanging out with us for today. This is your Sportsmaster General Postman 1914. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and always keep it first class, baby. We are out.